Nvidia stock is gonna go even higher, and I know that sounds pretty darn crazy knowing the fact that it's gone up so much. I mean, just take a look at that chart. That is a sheesh moment chart. This is literally Tesla in 2020. This is exactly what it is. But the stock is gonna go higher if these numbers and projections that Wall Street is forecasting, if they become true. Well then, it's just insane. You're not ready, I'm not ready, your grandmother's not ready, your father's not ready, your great ancestor are not ready. But after this video, I think you will be, because we're gonna take a dive deep every single year until 2030, what the profits and revenue will be based on forecasts and all that, and what the stock price could be. And it absolutely is a sheesh moment. So let's get down to the video. Smash that like button if you guys haven't already, and subscribe, man. Come on. Let's go. So here's my Nvidia stock price prediction chart all the way from 2021 to 2030. Very straight, simple, and straightforward. Total revenues, net income, shares outstanding, EPS, and PE is all that we really need to figure out what the stock price would be. If you guys have been following me for some time, you guys know this is how I kind of do my stock price prediction charts and my revenue projections. And they are around 80%, 90% accurate. So you know, we don't need to get all fancy with this. We just need to get the foundation, what truly matters, and then we can get the stock price and all. So let's get down to it. As you guys already can see, 2021, even till 2024, because they are like 1 quarter ahead, it's pretty much done. And you guys could already see total revenue, net income, shares outstanding, EPS, which is an extremely massive jump from 2023. Just look at that. They were staying flat for 3 years, and then it popped like that. I wonder which other company out there is staying flat for quite long, and then it's gonna pop. I don't know. Comment down below what company I'm thinking. Or any other company. I mean, it doesn't have to be that company, right? But anywho, going back to this, it's literally more than a 10x jump from 2023 to 2024, and the stock price reflects that as well, which is absolutely insane. What's really even more crazier is take a look at the stock. It went from 489, and prior to this, the stock was around, the 200s, low 200s. It wasn't until May of 2023, which was literally like 9 months ago, that they showed a very strong quarter and announced that we are going crazy with our business. There's a whole lot of demand and not too much supply, and we have to increase our supply, and we are ramping, and their profit margins are like 80%, gross profits margin 80%. So that got the whole market excited. They start putting a whole bunch of pricing in, a whole bunch of numbers, and they were right. As you guys can see, in 2024, or the whole fiscal year of their whole financials for this year, almost 30 billion, which is almost a 7x for profits, which is insane, which brought the stock price from 490 all the way to almost 800. Right now it's hovering around the 800, which is just absolutely insane, with a PE of 65. Mind you guys, this PE was like around 300, 400, because they were projecting for revenues to be around the 30 billion as they were projecting, and that's what has happened, which therefore compresses the PE back to 65. And if they continue to crush it, PE is going to continue to go lower and lower, which is insane. What else is even insane is that, look, 2021, $300 per share. And that's when they had like the last stock split before the new one that's going to be happening very soon. All the way now to 2 trillion in valuation. So literally, that's like a 7-8x, which is absolutely madness. Whoever was investing in Nvidia just for the past 5 years, not even the past 10 years, the past 5 years, you are doing very well, my friend. You are doing extremely well. But will you do well from 2025 and onwards? Because what I found here is absolutely madness. Smash that like button, because we're going to get down into it. So I checked Simply Wall Street, because Simply Wall Street, their estimates is pretty much all the analysts combined together, and it's an average of what they think is going to be. So I see that as being reliable, and they're projecting revenue and profits for 2025, 2026, and 2027. And I'm going to go ahead and place it here on this chart as well. As soon as we put these numbers in, you guys can see a little chart that I made down here, what the percentage growth is for the revenue and profits for every single year. For 2025, almost 80% in revenue, 15% in the year after that, and 21% the year after that as well. While profits is also going from 91% to 15% to 21%. So it looks like they're going to be consolidating very soon. But I mean, the profits are going to, just look at that, $80 billion by 2027. That's absolutely madness. That is more than a double from this year, and it's just exponential. It's just insane. What we got to figure out now is what the growth rate is going to be from 2028 all the way to 2030. Now we are saying 21.3%, but I'm going to say for 2028 for revenue and profits it's going to be 25%. 2029 and 2030 is going to be 20% to stay conservative. I'm sure they're going to have something else coming out, or another type of chip or something else that'll bring their profits and revenue even higher. Probably not even related anything to their chips, actually. Probably their data centers and other things, Omniverse, whatever they're working on, will probably come up and increase it to almost $300 billion in revenue, and almost half of that being profits, which is flipping insane. Comment down below, do you guys think 20% year-over-year growth from 2028, is that conservative? Is that bullish? What do you guys think? Because I really do think AMD and Intel, I do think they're going to, make very advanced chips as well, and scale and compete with Nvidia. So I do see this, and I am baking this into it as well. So again, comment down below, tell me what you guys think, if this is too bearish, too bullish. I want to know your thoughts, because I'm a very curious person. So shares outstanding. Right now we're at 2.5. We do know that Nvidia is now doing shares buyback about 5 to 10 billion every year, and I think that's going to increase when they're having profits like these. It's definitely going to increase. So I'm bringing it down about 0.5%, or they're buying back 0.5% of their stock every single year, from 2.5 all the way down to 2.43. I'm sure it's going to be less than that, but again, keeping things conservative. Once you figure out the shares outstanding, the EPS is coming. Just look at the EPS, $59 earnings per share by 2030. That's insane. Now we got to figure out how crazy the stock price is going to get, because this blew me away. And honestly, it looks like Nvidia is going to become the world's most valuable company in the next 3-4 years. Unless Tesla comes with their full self-driving and that pops, then I think it's these two companies are going to be competing. But this is absolutely flipping insane. So if you guys already smashed that like button. In 2024, we have a PE of 65 and a stock price of around, 775, 780, around there. We're going to keep it very simple. In 2025, because they're nearly doubled in earnings, that's going to compress the PE probably as low as 40. But I am going to bake in that we have interest rate cuts, we have more demand, we have all these other things coming into play. So I'm going to give it a PE of 50 here, and that's a stock price of 1150 almost, and a market cap of almost 2.9 trillion. So next year they're going to plow on $1 trillion in valuation. Bro, that's insane. In 2026, there's a 15% increase in net income. Again, this is the analyst numbers, not mine. And I'm going to give this a 45 PE because I want to stay more conservative. $1,200 per share, market cap of 3 trillion, which is crazy. In 2027, we have another big spike here of almost 21%, almost $80 billion in net income. I'm going to give it a 40 PE, and that's a stock price of almost $1,300 per share and a market cap almost reaching $3.2 trillion. In 2028, I'm going to give it a PE of 35. That's a stock price of $14.20 and $3.5 trillion in market cap. In 2029, I'm also going to give these 35 PEs and 35 PEs because I just don't see a company like Nvidia going below 35 PE when their gross margins are like 60-70%. Even if we got an Intel and AMD coming into play, 50%, 40 to 50% is the lowest I can see them going for gross profits. So that's why I'm going to keep it 35%, because if they're going to be growing 20%, 35 PE, maybe even 40-45 PE will make sense, but play with those numbers in a bit later. And with 2029, we get $7,800 per share, market cap over almost 4.2 trillion. 2030, again, 35 PE, over $2,000 per share, and a market cap over 5 trillion. 5 trillion market cap for Nvidia. 2030, if the PE is 35, and if they do almost $150 billion in net income. Here's the thing, guys. If by 2030, Tesla's coming out with the robots, we need a whole bunch of chips, and literally we just need chips, right? We need chips, and Nvidia, other parts of the market of their business has growing and, exponentially growing as well. I don't think a 35 PE would make sense. So I'm going to bump it up to a 50 PE. And if you guys are ready to see this number, then you guys must smash that like button, because this blew me away. Ready? Over 7 trillion. 7 flippin' trillion. A company that's valued 7 trillion and has a PE of 50 is unflippin' heard of. And that's all I gotta say. That's just insane. That's why, I like to stay conservative and give it a 35 PE, but this could actually happen. That's the crazy part. Like, this could actually flip and happen. All right, fine. 40 PE, I guess to stay safe, just below 6 trillion by then. And for Tesla, because you guys already know, I'm going all in into Tesla stock. My 2030 stock price prediction for that is about 4 to 4.5 trillion. And that's with a little bit FSD and stuff like that. Hey man, this is a competition between these two guys. I made a lot of comparisons to what company can Tesla really outperform and become the world's most valuable company by when. And I beat it all of them: Apple, Microsoft, Meta, and so many and so much and so forth. But Nvidia is one that had a trouble doing it. It's because it's the numbers are crazy. And what's crazy about Nvidia, if we just go back like sometime in 2022, 2023, the sentiment was so bad for Nvidia that it was like, yeah, they're cutting chips, there's ban on chips, the US government's putting a ban on chips, it's gonna hurt Nvidia's business to China, and you know, Nvidia is not the right stock. Well, it was a surprise, motherfucker. That's what it was, and nobody saw this coming. No analyst had this in their prediction, in their projection, in their numbers. Nothing. No one. Nobody. It wasn't until they actually came on earnings call and said all these things and showed the numbers, and all of a sudden it just mooned, because now, you know, there's numbers for these analysts, these Wall Street institutions to go base on and see what the company is valued. The question is, how do you think Tesla's going to react when they do the same thing with their full self-driving, with their energy, when their margins go up for vehicles? Sounds pretty darn familiar, right? But I know we're talking about Nvidia here, not Tesla. The next videos are going to be Tesla for sure. Everybody gets very excited when Nvidia does a stock split. The question is, when will they do it? Nvidia stock split is coming very soon, sooner than you guys think, really. So check it out. Y'all won't be disappointed. Guys, support our channel by buying. I bought the dip for Tesla because this is the dip for Tesla. Just like how Nvidia was in 2020 and 2023. Well, this is the dip for Tesla as well. Subscribe, and I shall see you guys in the next video. See ya.